So, you're thinking of getting sheep, but you don't know which kind of breed you want. Well, you have come to the right place, because I will let you know what kind of breed you need for what kind of purpose. Now, before we start, let me just make one thing plain and very clear. I am not an expert, and I'm not an expert on all breeds, but I do know some of the breeds pretty well, and some I've just checked with others what they would say. And of course, I cannot cover all the breeds, so I'm trying to start with the breeds that are most common here in Norway. Now let's start with a kind of a miracle breed here in Norway, and it's called the Old Norwegian Sheep. It's an old landrace. It was almost extinct just 20 years ago, and today there is around, I think, 15,000, 20,000 sheep. That's a very, very old breed, and it is from the original landrace here in Norway, but also in northern Europe. And it's a very hardy breed. It can withstand cold temperatures. It is perfect for grassing down new areas. It eats almost everything. They can go outside all year, but of course you should get a shelter, which is kind of an important thing for me, to have at least a shelter for them. And they can manage most things themselves. They have a strong mother instinct, many of them, and they do labor themselves, don't worry, and so they're kind of low maintenance. Now the cons is of course that they are very small, so if you want to do meat production, it might not be the correct breed for you. Also, the wool doesn't have any value really, and they can also be a little bit shy, so it can take a lot of work to get them accustomed to you. But it is possible. Like my father, he has this old Norwegian sheep breed, and they are coming to him every time he goes there, and if he's bringing a bucket with concentrated feed, they will come, so it's not impossible at all. So that's one breed. Let's go to the next. The Norwegian short-tail landrace is a sheep that it's not the biggest one, but it's very close. So it's usually around 60-70 kilo as an adult. To be honest, ours is bigger. They are like 80-90. We even had one 100 kilos. So, but anyway, so it's not the biggest sheep, but it can be really big. Now it's especially known for its strong mother instinct and for not needing too much help in labor. And then the wool is also good quality and is very durable, so it's especially used in carpets and stuff like that. So you can actually earn a little money. It's not merino, it's not that valuable, but there are some money. When I say some money, we have 53 sheep during the winter, and after taking the wool of them, we earned 200 euros. So it's not a lot, but it's a little. Now they are also hardy. They can also survive outside, but are not as hardy as the old Norwegian sheep. So I would recommend to have it inside during the worst winter, and then especially during night. And yeah, so to the cons. Now the cons are mostly the size, because you want a good mother instinct and you want easier labor, but the size and the meat, not the quality, but the meat weight is not as big as some other breeds. So that is something to be a little bit aware of. And except for that, I don't think there's any cons really to this breed. Now, in Norway, the Norwegian short-tail landrace consists about 13% of all the sheep in Norway. So it's not a big breed here, but it's one of the important ones. Now in Norway, if you're wherever you go really, and you see a sheep, it's most likely Norwegian white sheep, and that is a crossbreed. And to be honest, it's many different kinds of breeds that has been used to get up the weight of the meat. This is a big sheep, but it has some challenges, and we will go back to that. But in Norway, 69% of all the breeds here are this crossbreed type, the Norwegian white sheep. Now the pros are of course the meat. The wool is also okay, you can use that. And they are kind of managing themselves like for every day. They're quite mild, they don't escape as much as other breeds do. But on the minus side, or cons, there are several. So the mother instinct is a bit weaker. They often need help for labor. And I think also you have some in this breed that also suffers a little bit from lower health. So that is also a challenge. But still, if you're running for meat production, I think this is your go-to breed, especially in Norway. I already mentioned this breed because there's no way of escaping Merino. Now Merino is of course not a native breed here. It originates from Spain. Now in Norway this breed barely exists. I mean, it's been introduced here to try to breed it with other breeds and to create better wool for them, but it didn't really succeed. But there are still a few, couple of them here. Now the Merino is of course a very good breed, but the wool is the main reason for having it. So if the big con is if you're interested in meat or anything else, then you don't want it. But if you want to do prioritize for wool, then Merino is a very, very good option for you. Maybe the best option really. Try to check the market for Merino wool, and I'm not sure, I don't really find the prices here, but I do know that the need for supply is great, and that the different kind of productions like industries, they are earning a lot of money on merino wool. So that might be an indication that there is a need for merino wool, and it might be beneficial to produce it. But I haven't found the data for how much you can earn, so I would be careful to investigate that before I started with merino. So that was some of the breeds here in Norway. We have a lot more, and some of the breeds international are even more. And to be honest, you just have to check into the pros and cons. That's really important when it comes to mother instinct, meat production, wool production, and the effort it takes you to follow them up. Then you have to check the market, and also check if there are people that you can learn from, and go and visit and just get as much information you need. And then you just have to choose. And that might be easier said than done, especially if you want one of those that are less common here in Norway. But if you want the Norwegian white, or you want the old Norwegian sheep, or the Norwegian short-tail landrace or so forth, you will get it quite easily. So just good luck, and let me know which breed you would have chosen.